Namaste, my dear friends. Whether the GST is applicable on reimbursement of electricity charges received by real estate companies, malls, airport operators, etc., from their lessees or occupants. You take Phoenix Mall. Phoenix Mall, where the shop owners are not the owners of the property. The vendors are the tenant in the Phoenix Mall. So I am one of the vendor selling the various types of wall clocks. I have taken the one shop in the Phoenix Mall on rental basis. Per month rent 1 lakh rupee. Per month rent 1 lakh rupee. Here, the owner of the Phoenix Mall, the property owner, the landlord, is providing common maintenance. What are they? Lightings providing, electricity providing, air conditions facilities are provided, washroom, lavatories, toilets facilities are providing, parking area providing. These are all called as common maintenance. Now in the given case here is, if electricity charges is received by real estate companies or mall owners, airport operators, etc., from their lessees or occupants, namely tenants, whether it attract the GST, electricity facility provided is supplied bundled with renting of immovable property and or maintenance of premises, as the case may be, it forms part of composite supply. Resultantly, the principal supply is renting of immovable property. As a result, renting of immovable property will attract the GST as a whole. In that case, if the mall owner says that, sir, I am showing in the bill rental separately, maintenance separately, electricity separately, sir. So what? In spite of that, is a bundled supply liable for GST, because you have given the property on rental basis. The by making the very clearly, sir, you have to pay the charges towards rent, you have to pay charges of maintenance, you have to pay charges of electricity. So it's a bundled one. As a result, they clarified that it is as principal supply, renting a new property, entire supply will attract the GST, which includes electricity charges will attract the GST, though it may be reimbursement nature, though it may be shown separately in the bill. They said here further, the principal supply is renting of immovable property and or maintenance of premises, as the case may be, and the supply of electricity is an ancillary supply, as the case may be. Even if, this is very important, even if electricity is billed separately, the supplies will constitute a composite supply, and therefore the rate of the principal supply, what is applicable to the main supply, namely renting of immovable property, that rate of GST on renting of immovable property will apply as a whole on the entire supply. Rent is 1 lakh, electricity 20,000 rupees, maintenance 10,000. Hey mister, you have to pay 1,30,000. Though the landlord separately charging electricity from the particular tenant is a bundle services only. Take into account. As a result, the 1,30,000 which will attract the GST, the rate applicable for the renting of property, namely 18% will apply. Further, however, where the electricity is supplied by the real estate owners, residential welfare associations, as the case may be, real estate developers, as a pure agent, it will not form part of the value of their supply. Further, where their charges for electricity on actual basis, That is, they charge the same amount for electricity from their lessees or occupants as charged by the state electricity boards or distribution companies, namely discoms. From them, they will be deemed to be acting as a pure agent for this supply. Sir, what is this? Is how to understand this, sir? With one example, I am bringing to a notice here. Let us say here is an amended, sir, provision one can expect in the examination. Example. For example, let us say market city is registered person. Let us say here there are shop 1, shop 2. Now they are providing to them here, commonly providing electricity, maintenance, and of course they collect in the rent here 1 lakh, here 2 lakhs, maintenance here 10,000, here 20,000. Electricity, when you talk about electricity, here what is the electricity charges by the department to the market city? Let us say here electricity department, Tamil Nadu Electricity Board, Tamil Nadu Electricity Board provided the what? Electricity to the market city, supplied, electricity supplied. What value? Let us say 20,000. Bill came 20,000. Supply of electricity by electricity authorities absolutely nil rate of GST because exempt supply of service. Electricity supply companies supply the electricity even for commercial nature purpose to the corporate companies. Distribution of electricity is free from GST. Very good. Now, market city is apportioning that amount among these particular shops. Let us say here they are charging 12,000 and 12,000. That means tenant, the occupant, shop 1, shop 2 agreed to pay electricity which is charged by the market city along with the rent. In that case, in the given case, the entire supply 1 lakh 22,000, 2 lakh 32,000 is called as composite supply. With a composite supply, its principal supply is nothing but rent. Therefore, attract 18% GST on what? On the entire 1,22,000. At the same time, on entire 2,32,000 attract GST. This is what the clarification of the CBSE. Suppose if market city acting as a pure agent, market city acting as a pure agent said that, sir, electricity on actual basis, we have a separate meters for separate shops. Whatever you consume, you have to pay. You can pay to us, we will be reimbursed to department. Now, in the given case, actual electricity here out of 20,000, for example, for shop 1, it is 8,000. For shop 2, 12,000. Thereby, it is 20,000. In that case, here electricity not 12,000, is only 8,000 because that shop has that much consumption, and here not so, here is only 12,000 actual nature. What is you consume, that only we are collecting and paying to department, nothing extra. That means market city acted as pure agent. Pure agent expenditure, as per rule number 33 of the CGST rules, we should not add in the value of supply. In that case, the composite supply should attract the GST on only here 1,10,000. This per rupees 8,000 should excluded from the value of supply. Here this 12,000 excluded from the value of supply. Therefore, here it is 2,20,000. That means the 18% GST is on what value? 1,10,000. 18% GST on what value? 2,20,000. That means reimbursement of electricity on pure agent basis by market city or the owner of the mall or maybe the landlord collecting from their occupants or leases tenants on actual basis, and what is charged by the electricity board, the same only collecting and paying to the particular electricity board is not going to be form part of the value of supply. Same way, a residential welfare association, the association collecting the rent, the what, common maintenance per month per member per flat more than rupees 7,500 taxable. Now they are also collecting electricity on actual basis, whatever the electricity has been, what we can call here individual flats, whatever the electricity, and instead of they are going to pay directly to the particular EB department, they pay the electricity bill amount to the Residential Welfare Association, and association on behalf of their individual flats, they are going and making the payment. In that case, there is not a value of supply to tax in the hands of the Residential Welfare Association. It is only an pure agent expenditure. So the concept here, pure agent expenditure, furthermore I will explain elaboratively with the help of the CBSE circular under the rule number 33 of the CGST rules. For the time being, you understand, in the given case, the amended provision of electricity maintenance reimbursement of electricity charges by the real estate agent, car, the companies, malls, airport, etc., or Residential Welfare Association, as the case may be, if they're collecting not on actual basis, will form part of the value of supply. If it's collecting from the tenants or occupants exactly on actual basis, what is charged to that particular tenant by the EB department, that only collecting and remitting to the EB department is a pure agent expenditure. Further, my dear friends, one more point is here, interesting one to note this. Cinema theaters, you may be aware of that very much. Now, movie is 3 hours. Selling the tickets, sir, per ticket rupees 1,500 movie ticket, which includes during interval snacks providing. Those snacks, the following: one, Coke; second one, popcorn; third one, what we called the bread jam; fourth one, let us say a samosa. Like that, they are given the menu also. Now, I have booked the ticket for my family members, myself and my 3, namely my wife, my son, my daughter. 4 tickets we booked for by paying 1,500 per ticket. Total we paid 6,000 rupees we purchased. We went there, and while watching the movie, we got the snacks and we eating. Now, who supplied this type of supply? Owner of cinema theater, operator of the cinema theater, supplied entertainment event, thereafter supplied the food and beverages. Is a composite supply, not a mixed supply, composite supply. Because in the ordinary course of the business, providing the snacks, the tea, coffee and all is a form part of the business only. is a composite supply. If it's a composite supply, what is the principal supply? Principal supply is the exhibition of cinema photographic film. Accordingly will be taxed. Food and beverages, the rate different. Cinema theater rate is different. So if the cinema theater wala operator himself providing as a composite supply along with the food and beverages while watching the movie, this is a composite supply. Principal supply accordingly will tax. What is the principal supply? Namely, exhibition of cinema photographic films. On the other hand, sir, ticket only 750 rupees, sir. No snacks and all, sir. Available snacks in the cinema theater. When you come, you purchase it. If you like, you purchase popcorn. You want, you go and buy by paying the amount to the shop inside of the cinema hall. In that case, separate supply. In that case, food and beverages will tax as per the rate applicable to the food and beverages, which is 5% in general. Is also amended provision one can expect in the May 2024 exam onwards. Where the supply of the food and beverages in cinema hall is taxable as the restaurant services. Here, supply of food and beverages in a cinema hall is taxable as restaurant services as long as the food and beverages are supplied by way of or as a part of a service and supplied independent of the cinema exhibition service. Separately provided, separately tax. It is further clarified that where the sale of cinema ticket and supply of food beverages are clubbed together and such bundled supply satisfied the test of the composite supply, the entire supply will attract the GST as the rate applicable to services of exhibition of cinema, the principal supply. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Trader, manufacturer, restaurant, coming to their point of view, who are eligible for composition scheme because of the turnover limit, you are aware of that. Further, they should satisfy some conditions. Not only the trader, manufacturer, service provider, but also a service provider other than the restaurant service provider. These four category of persons furthermore should satisfy some conditions to go for composition scheme. Not only the turnover is a criteria, which is one of the criteria to look ahead, and having the turnover criteria not exceeded that limit, then they should also further satisfy the following. What are they? They should satisfy first and foremost, should not deal with non-taxable goods or services. But as long as you being a manufacturer, trader, restaurant service provider, or you may be a service provider other than restaurant service provider, you should not be dealing with what? Non-taxable supply of goods or services. Yes, sir, I am not dealing, sir. I am a practicing chartered accountant, sir. Now only I start a profession, sir. Today only I obtain the COP full time, sir. Today I open my office, sir. From today I am going to be practice, sir. In that case, I am not going to be sell the beverages, alcohol, liquor for human consumption. No. Very good, bye. Then further, if you satisfy the condition, further, should not be deal with interstate outward supply of goods or services. I can supply outward supply. It should be intrastate supply of goods or services where I am liable to pay CGST, SGST. If not, CGST, UTGST. That's it. Liability of IGST comes into picture. With immediate effect, I will debar from the composition scheme. Yes. Not eligible for composition scheme. Further, now the amended provision comes into picture here. The point number here, the C which I am referring here, is an amended provision from 1st October 2023 onwards. If you being a trader, you being a manufacturer, you being a service provider, or you may be a provider other than the restaurant service provider, as the case may be, for all of them, one particular conceptual point has been brought into force. Supply of services through e-commerce operator who is required to collect the tax should not be done if you wanted to go for composition scheme. Should not be deal with supply of services through e-commerce operator who is required to collect the TCS. Then what is the amendment here? Earlier, prior to 1st October 2023, should not deal with supply of goods or services through e-commerce operator was there. Now the term goods omitted from this particular 1st October 2023. Resultantly, what happened? In the given case, a composition taxpayer, being a trader, being a manufacturer, or maybe the restaurant service provider, or maybe the restaurant service provider, they are, though composition scheme opted, allowed to supply their goods through e-commerce operator. In spite of that, they are well within the composition scheme. They are not going to debar from the composition scheme. How to understand this? Further, in the given case, I am now going to bring to a notice one simplified example in this regard. Peter England is a trader who sells his ready-made cloth online on Amazon India, an electronic commerce operator. He received an order for 12 lakhs in the previous year. Peter England also supplied goods from their outlet. Aggregate turnover of the company in the previous year was 21 lakhs. Peter England is eligible for composition scheme. Now, from 1st October 2023 onwards, Peter England is eligible for composition scheme even though he supplied the goods through e-commerce operator as intrastate supply. Intrastate supply only. If so, in the given case, Peter England, being a trader, supply the goods through e-commerce operator, intrastate supply, even though he did so eligible for composition scheme from 1st October 2023. Here the solution is given for your kind consideration, stating that with effect from 1st October 2023, a composition scheme taxpayer is allowed to sell the goods through electronic commerce operator. In the given case, Peter England engaged in making the supply of the goods through an electronic commerce operator who is required to collect the tax at source under the section 52 of the CGST Act. Hence, Peter England is eligible for composition scheme provided he should not made an interstate supply of goods. That is important, no? Provided that he should not made an interstate. He should not be made an interstate supply of goods. Interstate supply of goods through e-commerce operator or by his own, as the case may be, if he made not eligible for composition scheme. However, from 1st October 2023, the trader, in the given example Peter England, can sell the goods through e-commerce operator which are intrastate supplies allowed. Is an amendment one can expect in the coming examination. What is the impact here? The benefit of composition scheme, which was earlier not available to the registered person engaged in supplying goods through e-commerce operator, shall now be extended to him. As a result, these registered persons now have the option to pay taxes under the composition scheme. However, restrictions will continue to apply for such registered person who are engaged in the supply of services through an e-commerce operator, meaning thereby supply of services through e-commerce operator with immediate effect debarred from composition scheme. Supplier of goods through e-commerce operator, intrastate supply can continue as a composition taxpayer. Further, the CBIC has issued a notification stating that special procedure to be followed by the e-commerce operator in respect of such supply of goods made by a person paying paying a tax under this particular section 10, namely composition scheme. Special provision should be followed, which I will refer to you in the chapter called as registration. There I will refer the points. For the e-commerce operator, they have to have separate procedure for it. They have to ensure that the person who is supplying goods through you should not be interstate outward supplies. It should be intra outward supply, for which the procedure is prescribed. So the impact of this is as follows. Question number 1. Can composition taxpayer make supply of services through an e-commerce operator? I am asking the question now. From this, no. That is the right answer. Reason, this is not got amended. What is amended from 1st October 2023? Only supplier of the goods through e-commerce operator, intra-state supply, eligible for composition scheme. In the given case, you rightly said not eligible for composition scheme because they are supplier of services through e-commerce operator. The amendment applies only to supply of goods through e-commerce operator and not to the supply of services through an e-commerce operator. Service providers supplying through e-commerce portals are still not eligible for composition scheme. Question number 2. Answer this. Can a composition taxpayer make interstate supply of goods through an e-commerce operator? No. Right, you said the answer. No. After the amendment from 1st October 2023, a composition taxpayer can only make intrastate supply of goods through e-commerce operators. The interstate supply of goods through an e-commerce operator is still not permitted under the composition scheme. Is an amended provision which is applicable for our coming exam of May 2024 onwards. Definitely questions are going to come in the examination from the amendments.